Welcome to this episode of 25 for 25, a video exhibit program highlighting 25 items from the holdings of Archives and Special Collections at the University of Connecticut. This video highlights items from the Connecticut Soldiers Collection and the Josephine Dolan Collection of Nursing History. I am Betsy Pittman, an archivist at UConn, and will be sharing a few examples of the diaries and correspondence of Connecticut residents that document their personal role in the military and support services during a tumultuous period of American history. These items were selected to illustrate how materials collected under different collecting emphases frequently are found to support more meaningful research when used together. Gurdon Robbins, Jr. of Hartford, Connecticut, writes on July 1, 1863, broke up camp at 4 a.m. and crossed the Pamunkey on the railroad bridge about 8 a.m., marched until 6 p.m. July 2nd, broke camp at 4 a.m. and marched toward Hanover Courthouse, past several pleasant residences. At Aquinta Courthouse is the residence of W.W.S. Fontaine, at which was demonstrated the greatest piece of vandalism and folly that could be imagined, perpetrated by the 103rd and 117th of New York. Went into camp about noon, and during the interval heard firing in the direction of Newcastle. Remained in camp until 3 a.m. John L. Sage from Cromwell, Connecticut, served with Company D, 24th Connecticut Regiment. His diary begins on September 10, 1862. My brother was drafted today, and I made arrangements with him to go in his place as a substitute. Sage writes in October 1863 that he has been down to Middletown and received our discharge papers and our promised pay tomorrow. John Sage received a total of $187.50 for his military service, $18 a month for 12.5 months of service, and a $2.50 bounty. Lieutenant George William Allen, a member of the 15th Connecticut Volunteers, writes to his brother on May 15, 1863, switching from advice to news and back again within a few sentences. I think you owe me a letter, though I will not be certain about it. At any rate, it has been a long enough time since I have written to you, to furnish me a very good pretext for it now. Do you object? He goes on to offer the advice that if one of your associates who may seek to laugh you out of a right course of actions, or to persuade you to violate your conscience, don't be a poltroon who never dares say no. There is a happy future before this country, I believe, a future which a great many have died to secure. Do not be so ungrateful to them as to be a hindrance to the civilization of, and a disgrace to that country, a stain upon that future. Learn early to be a man. The weather is warm, and enjoy to swim in the Chesapeake Bay. When does your term end? Ella Wolcott of East Hartford served as a nurse during the war and was an acquaintance of the much more famous Dorothea Dix. Her correspondence includes diets for invalids, invoices for nursing supplies, and a newsy letter from friends and colleagues as they also served during the war. Thank you for sending the parcels to Ward number 16. One of them, however, found no one to receive it. The young man from Massachusetts, and a most interesting person, had left his poor shattered body borne from when no traveler returns. But to you who daily witness of these departures, I can suggest nothing which would not seem stale to you in your greater experience. And from an acquaintance on July 7, 1864, I think of you very, very often, and the sufferers you have in charge. My heart aches for them. When will the end ever come? I received a long letter from Emma a few days since. She is at last married to Major Charles Compton, an excellent man and a hero. At the time she wrote me, they were in the vicinity of Lexington, Kentucky, whither Major Compton had been ordered to inspect a camp. While they were there, kept 5 days in constant terror by the approach of guerrilla bands, the poor little timid Emma in hourly expectation to be herself captured and her husband perhaps killed. After this danger was over, she seemed to enjoy the novelty of camp life excessively. She was invited to spend a few days at a house which was filled with Ashland furniture. She reposed in Henry Clay's bedstead and sat in his easy chair at the time of her writings. She was in the vicinity, too, of Daniel Boone's adventures, so it really was historic ground. And interesting and informative as these materials are, they also present many problems. The passage of time, handling, improper storage, acidic ink, and smudging of words written in pencil are further compounded by the inherent fragility of the paper itself. Spelling and abbreviations vary considerably. Styles of writing have also changed over time, and now the ability to read cursive is more of an interest than a common skill. With war comes shortages, and the availability of paper varied widely, resulting in unexpected economies that can further frustrate scholars. The documents shown provide unique insight into the past and give meaning to the existence and purpose of the lives and experiences of real people. Their lives are now our history. And to all those who have served our country, we thank you.